Right? I was
How
like,
you
where
doing?
is he? What's he doing?
I was getting a hoodie, like I'm sitting out in the gazebo and the weather's starting to drop actually now. So
Oh, really? Well,
yeah,
listen,
it'll be
thank you
cold.
so much for joining me. For
You're
those
welcome.
of you that don't know, this is Craig out of Gutlocker. And are you still in another band?
Uh, got something on the side, but I kind of need to pull my finger out and
Like a
get
side
something in
salad.
there. Yeah, side salad, just like that.
Right, I like that. So keep tuned, guys, because I'm sure you'll find out something very soon. And hopefully I'll be the one to share that news. Anyway, so Gutlocker taught me through the name. Who came up with it?
I did.
What's the meaning
I
behind it?
don't, I don't quite remember. It was many, many years back. And I'm not going to recommend everyone to Google up the definition of the name, but I was trying to think of a name to describe me as a person, which is see you next Tuesday. I had
Mhm.
a few tequilas and I went, yeah, that describes me and everyone in the band, and it sounds metal. So we went
Well,
with it and stuck
talking of
with it.
that, so that word, you'll actually like my hat because Luke,
That's what it is. That's what I was looking for. Definition.
you know what they say: if the hat fits, wear it.
Yeah,
And
definitely,
that's why I
definitely.
always wear it. It comes to every festival with me. It's great.
So yeah, you don't mind if I have a
No,
cigarette?
not at all. Oh no, crack on, crack on. Anyway, right. So I remember I was thinking back, I was like, me and Craig go back years because obviously we were chatting and we know each other. And I saw that video. Do you remember the video of the chloroform? Which was fake, by the way, guys. I don't recommend sniffing it. But anyway, this gentleman over here, tell us about it. Come on. He's more
I
famous
just
than
got
me now.
I just got bored one day. It actually started in a WhatsApp group with a band that I used to be in, Jessica who, hello to all the lads in there, by the way. Um, and yeah, we were just talking about things that we got up to when we were younger. And I just interjected and said, "You ever done chloroform?" And they just went, "No." And I went, "Ha, pathetic amateurs." And one of them went, "All right, video evidence." So I did that as a joke. Didn't actually sniff chloroform because that's stupid.
Yeah.
Um, and I sent them video and they were pissing themselves laughing. And I thought actually it's kind of amusing. So I put it up on my own feed. And then 2 days later, it had something like 20,000 views. And I'm like, and then yeah, it started going viral. It was
Well, do you know
mental.
what it's on now?
I don't know.
547,000.
It's one where I found out Stephen Fry put it on his Twitter.
Did he?
Yeah, he actually shared it. I'm like, this is mental. The
Mad,
thing
innit?
is, what made me laugh is that I went viral by doing a 15-second video of pretty much headbutting a cupboard door. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, all the years and everything that I put into this band, all I had to do was that.
Yeah. You should call yourself butt locker so you can like headbutt lockers.
Bonk locker.
Butt locker, yeah, I like it. I like it. So, you guys, I see that you've got a tour coming up, haven't you? It's called
Mhm.
Tour Be Alive.
Yep.
Be Alive tour, yeah. So you
Yep.
start off on well, actually, what day are we now? So last week was it? Is it the 8th? Is it the 8th this week? What day are we on?
Oh God, I'm trying to remember the bloody day. Yeah, it was the 8th. It was Saturday.
You're
Started off
at
at
Club
Hitchin.
85, Hitchin.
Yeah, one of the best venues that we played. Really happy they asked us to come back. And then tomorrow we're going to Edinburgh. And
Yep.
then we're coming back from Edinburgh because one of the bands that we're playing with, Tranquil, who I'm really looking forward to seeing playing, they actually asked us after the week after that gig was announced. They said, "Do you want to come on and play on our EP launch?"
Wow, yeah, that's mint.
So I didn't even hesitate. I was like, "Yeah."
We're like, yeah, I'm gonna just make sure I'm free for that. Don't care what we're doing, everything
I,
we're
I
going.
pretty much messaged the guys. I was like, "So we've been offered this. Do you want to do it? Cool. Yeah, we're doing it."
Do you know
Just
that's
kind of
like
like went
when
back to
bands message me, you don't want to be dead keno. You don't want to be like straight away texting back. It's like you want to say yes, but you don't want to do it straight away. You're like, I'm just gonna think about it, check my diary. Yeah, yeah, cool, I'll do it.
And we played it cool. It's like, oh, really appreciate you getting in touch. Give us a moment. I'm just going to check up with the other lads and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So
Yeah,
played it
it's
cool,
like,
but
come on, we're doing it, we're doing it.
oh yeah, behind the curtains, I was like, "Mm." But yeah, no, I played it cool. I kept it cool.
I like that. Went and headbutted the cupboard door.
Yeah, again, I'm thinking about doing a part 2 on that video, actually.
You should, honestly. Yeah, we'll do it, please. It'll be ace.
Just
I'll actually
wake up 4
reshare it.
years later.
I'll reshare that video, you know. I'm gonna get it back into circulation. We're gonna get it up to 1 million. I know
Well,
it.
I need to get someone else in on it because it'll be a chloroform guy waking up 4 years later, and I wake up a bit pickled, and then I just get the guy to push the cupboard on me, and I just fall down with it.
Amazing. Just don't hurt yourself in the process, though. Actually, for that
Well,
amount of money, I think you should. For a million subscribers and that, do it.
suffer for the art.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've got a reach of about 111,000, so I'm pretty sure with my added stuff and your added stuff, we can send it flying. That'll be it. It'll be on billboards in London. It'll be everywhere.
We could really sort of do something with this. Yeah, I'll
We
talk
can.
about that at some point. Yeah,
Well, mine's
okay.
called Twisted, Torn and Moist. I should put the chloroform edition. Don't do drugs, kids.
You have my full consent. I think I've got the video. You have my full consent. You can share the video as part of your little promo page and just put on some death metal whilst it's happening.
Can I? Maybe
Yeah,
you
and just
put
edit
your
in with like the
soundtrack
kick
on it.
pedal.
Maybe you need to edit it and put like a bit of Gutlocker thrash on it.
Well,
Track.
what's the name of that bloody Seinfeld.
So yeah,
Yeah, you know the little Seinfeld anthem where it's got the bass going boom, ba-dum,
yeah,
ba-dum, boom, boom.
yeah.
Someone actually edited the video where they got me headbutting to the beat. So it's like bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. And I
I love
went,
it.
this is one of the best
What
things
you
ever.
need to do, you need to put it on TikTok and get people to remix it. So they can remix the video and see what like they can do with it. We'll do a little challenge. I'll share it and we'll get a challenge going, see what people can do.
That's actually a genius idea. I don't know why I haven't thought of that. I'll install TikTok a bit later.
Yeah, and then you need to go on it and then you
So
can make an option to like, because you can play it and then you can rewind it and then you can play it and then just keep doing it. You can have a proper mess around with it. It'll be ace. You can do loads of stuff with it. I mean, when that
I'll
video formed, like when it was videoed, what TikTok wasn't there, was it? Because it was years ago. I just remember playing it on repeat continuously, like this man is a genius. Because at first everyone thought it was real, didn't they? They were like, don't do drugs, what are you doing that for? And I was like, man, it's not real. But it was so
actually
interesting.
I pretty much sabotaged an interview where it was an American interview, and funnily enough, it hasn't actually aired. I've been looking out for it, and I sat there, and it was a couple of American guys, and they're going, "Oh man, so where did you get the chloroform from?" And I'm like, "What? Like, where'd you get a chloroform from?" I said, "Didn't have any." Went, "Yeah, but that video you did it," and I went, "No, that's stupid. I wouldn't encourage that. That could kill you." And it's illegal to possess chloroform in this country. So why would I publicize it on social media that I'm actually sniffing chloroform? And they actually looked at each other and they're flicking through pages. And I'm going, have you based all your questions on the impression that I actually did sniff chloroform? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, nah.
I love it. I love it. I think it was incredible, but we'll definitely do something about that. So you're going back in Edinburgh, you're playing Banshee Labyrinth, aren't you? Supporting
Yeah.
Certain Death.
Yeah.
That'll be a
We
good
want,
gig.
we want to try and get there because we've got a long travel. We're getting up at 8. Well, the guitarist said be ready at 8 a.m. So I'm going to add an hour and a half on that. So he'll probably pick me up around 9:30. Sorry,
Yeah.
Pete. This timekeeping's terrible.
Wait.
Yeah, it's bad. But we want to try and get there for 6 p.m. because Certain Death are going to actually record a video.
Okay.
So
And
they
you want
want
to be
to
in
get
it.
people there. Yeah, so we're going to go in there, try and conserve our energy as best as we can, because then I think a couple of hours after is when the actual show begins. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I've checked out all the bands. I know Boycott the Baptist as well. They're opening in 9.
I looked at the lineup and it looks an incredible lineup. I mean, and even at Edinburgh, it's such a lovely place to be. So
Yeah,
scenic. I mean, are you staying over and then traveling back the next day?
yeah, we're staying over.
Oh, you played in Newcastle, aren't you? Yeah, for the
Yeah,
EP album
yeah,
launch of Trenkill.
yeah. So it makes I'm going to use a long word, geographical sense
To travel
for
back down through. Yeah, it'll
to
break
travel
your
back
journey
down
up.
through,
Yeah.
and then
The
we'll
week
probably have a few.
after, you've got Twisted Tongue in Whitehaven, so that's Cumbria. So you're going
Yeah,
back, but whereabouts are you guys based?
we're in Surrey, so we're down south.
Get away. I mean, all these gigs are like way up the top. You might want to relocate, you know, just for the tour. Just temporary relocation.
Oh, we're going to go to our favourite places. It's going to be the Travel Lodge, where we get to pay £2 every day on half an hour Wi-Fi. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it. Overpriced food where you get one sausage, one egg, and maybe a couple of chips for
Yeah.
16 quid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
it's
get
going to be
no
awesome.
tea bags in your room, no milk
No,
sachets either, and that's that. You just wake up and then you turn it and you got no water. But
yep.
you'll have some tea, so
A couple of sachets of decaf coffee, which makes sense. We need decaf after a few nights in a row
yeah,
playing
of course, of
gigs
course.
relentlessly. So they don't
Wow.
do the biscuits anymore.
No, I know. I think it's the cost of living, isn't it? The crisis of the cost of living. You pay your money and they're gradually taking away. Next, they'll be taking away towels. And then you have to take your own bed sheets. Imagine that. Turn up, be like, oh, I've got no bed sheets, got no towels, no carpet. You
Bring
can
your
have
own
carpet
shower
for an
head.
extra tenner. Yeah. Imagine. You can bring your own tap and then you can get water, but you can't get, or bring your own kettle.
They'll have a little sensor on how many sheets of toilet paper you use as well. Like you've used more than three.
Yeah, you'll have to stop paying for the toilet. One push, one flush. Imagine, put pound in. One push, one flush. That's it. Honestly,
Yeah. You're having
crazy.
security outside when you're having a number one. They're like three shakes only. Like, sorry, Tinkle Fairy.
No, I went to Manchester on the train, and I had a really bad tummy, and I was like, "Oh, I need the toilet," and I think it cost me like 30p or something. I went in, and it was just a trump. I was like, "This is the most expensive thing I've ever spent my money on." Couldn't believe it.
The most expensive Trump you've ever had. Like, yeah, this cost me money.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't dare leave. So I was like, I had to stand there for a bit. I was like, when you just feel a bit off, you're like, oh God, what's going on here? Shouldn't have drank that beer so quick. Luckily, I was all right. After that, I was like, we need to find a McDonald's. McDonald's, see them golden arches. You're like, great, good toilets in there. They'll be
Do you
clean.
ever I get this really weird thing whenever I'm on tour or if I'm just doing loads of gigs in a row, you always need the Mackie. And the moment I see in pitch black, it's around 2 o'clock in the morning and you see this big M lighting up in the
Yeah.
distance, I literally get the song on my head going, Hallelujah.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah, I do. It's great. I remember a guy said to me once back in the day when I was dating, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to take you out to. We're going to go to the Golden Arches." I was like, "Oh, I really fancy a Chinese. Can't wait." And when he pulled up at McDonald's, I was like, Where are we? What are you doing?" He was like, "This the Golden Arches." I was like, "I thought it was a Chinese restaurant, but maybe not." So I just had like a share box of chicken nuggets and didn't share them, all to myself.
I was going to say you can't share,
No,
even if it's share box. Like, yeah, that's misleading because you're not getting any of my chicken nuggets.
no one's having mine either. And then right, moving on. 23rd, you've got the Day for Whitehaven, Yardbirds Rock Club in Grimsby.
Yep.
And then the 25th, you've got Little Buildings in Newcastle. So you're going back up to Newcastle again.
Right.
Wow. You know what I want you to do? I want you to jot up how many miles you're going to do on this tour.
I'll just say loads.
Honestly, have you got a little van? Well, I say little
We
van.
we've hired out a van. I think we're picking it up some point over next week. I mean, we need to because we're going to need it for the
Yeah.
tour. But yeah, we've got a van to carry all the stuff and things. So yeah,
How are you splitting the driving? Who does most of the driving?
uh, well, I don't drive, so they'll be
I bet
splitting it
it's you who
between
books
me.
all these tours, isn't it? You're like, yeah, no problem, just take all these gigs, and then the driver's sitting there going, "Craig, what have you done?"
Yeah. Well, no, I'll sit out the back. I'll wear like a little pimp hat with a feather and just be like, "Come on,
with,
chop chop,
with
next
your
gig."
map like this, just yep, it's next turn. Oh, wrong turn. Should have been the next one.
Just give it to them upside down, just to play
Yeah,
fuckery with them. Be
I
like,
like
yeah,
it.
this direction.
Like it. That's great. And then, so you're then at the New Cross Inn in London. So London
Yep.
itself is pretty cool. I mean, it's really busy, and you should have a good following down there. Whereabouts in London is it?
What, the crossing?
Yeah.
I'll ask the guy that's driving there.
Yeah, just get your upside down map.
Yeah.
If in doubt it, Google Map it, I say. That's
I'll
the
bring
way
a
to go.
charger for them, so they've got their little Google map. I'll back them up on that in case the battery runs out.
Yeah, and you're like,
Um,
when I booked the gig, I didn't actually know where it was, just saw London. It's probably like across the other side. But to be fair, from Surrey, it's not too far. It's probably a lot closer than going back up north.
yeah.
And
So
then
I
after
think,
that, you've got the Griff on in Bristol.
yep.
So that's not far really.
Nope.
And then you've got to come to the Gifford Arms. Now the Gifford Arms is an incredible venue. That's in Wolverhampton. So that'll be really good for you. And then we've got the Pipeline on the 30th in Brighton.
The pipeline is going to change. There was some
Ooh,
spanner in the works. I think we've upgraded to another venue. Well, we
you
have
heard
got
it
another
here
venue sorted
first.
out. So we pretty much got the sound engineer. It was all sorted out over the course today. So I had a bit of a funny spell this morning because I was like, "Oh my god!" But we managed to get it sorted out. We got an email coming through, an email that I wanted to see. So the whole weight came off my shoulders. I'm like, "Okay, cool. That show's still going." So that will be updated in the next few days. There'll
So
be an
keep
event on it and
your ears
stuff.
peeled, guys, and eyes peeled too.
Yeah.
That's really good. I mean, what a run of tours that is, you know? Well, tour dates, you know. How'd you get all the time off work? Like all of you. It must be really hard logistically to try and just pin you down.
To be honest, I don't know how we do it because we all work different jobs. I mean, you got the drummer that does night shifts as well. So yeah, just trying to get the time in, but somehow we managed to do it. What we usually do, we actually, whenever we record something or if we want to capitalize on a release, we kind of plan a year in advance, be like, okay, let's do a tour around this time next year so we can all block book it. And I think that's how it works.
That's
So we
really
just,
good. I mean, the fact that you've done this logistically is pretty cool. I mean, there's bands out there that really would kill for a lineup like this for a tour. It's really good. You've done very
well,
well.
I want to give a big shout out to Half Hearts Music, Phil Walker, um, Sonny from Secrium, who will be playing with in Bristol. He pointed me in his direction, and yeah, he really liked us, and he's like, yeah, definitely, I'll help you guys out. So he did a big bulk booking of dates within hours. So big
And that was
thumbs up to
smiley
Phil.
yours. I mean, that's smiley yours. Look at it. It's you're beaming from ear to ear. And then so you've got like in terms of fans, have you got traveling fans that go and watch you everywhere you play? Have you got local fans that like what's your fan base like?
I think the most local will be the one in London. I think there's going to be a few faces in Newcastle that saw us. Yeah, where did we play last time? It was somewhere up north. It's when we were playing. We supported Party Cannon, which
Oh, what
was
a band.
oh, it was a mental show. I almost wet myself with laughter watching them play. They were phenomenal.
Any
But there
band
was
with
a few.
Comic Sans in their name is just perfect. I mean, just looking at their logo is just like confetti just threw up on it. It's great.
Well, I've seen them in the back where they're blowing up all inflatable sharks and dinosaurs. I went, yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Um, they did one where they got everyone to do a sacrifice ritual on a big inflatable dinosaur, and I've never. It was probably the most brutal mosh pit I've ever seen, and it was all people just ripping apart this inflatable animal. It was absolutely insane. But yeah, that show there was a few people. Well, a lot of people watched our set, but there was a handful of people that really loved our set. So they were like, when you come down our way again. So when we announced tour, there was a few people that commented going, oh my God, we're going to come down and see you. So we're going to see a few faces
Oh,
from
nice.
last year.
That's good then. That'd be really good. And you've got a lot of merch to take with you that you can sell.
Yep. We've just got enough because we've pretty much sold all our albums now. So we've got another batch of like 100 CDs, albums. We've got some new t-shirts new t-shirts that we just got say a few weeks back that will be taken on tour with us. And because it's up north and it can be a bit cold, we got some Gutlocker joggers for people to spend the money on as well.
I think you know what you should do. You know that chloroform where where your head just hits the wall like that. I think you should print screen that. I'll print screen it for you. I'll cut it out, and you should definitely get that on a t-shirt. Just that
I'll have
moment,
to check.
just the moment, and you should put "Don't do drugs, kids."
I'll just have to put it as bunk locker, but
Honestly,
just
yeah. Honestly,
do it in
this
the
hasn't
same
even
font.
stopped yet. Do you remember the guy from who owns the shed? The Ramstein guy. I can't remember his name. I think his name's Tom. I'll probably be
Yeah.
corrected. But do you remember when they just panned in on him and he got his moustache and everyone was like, yeah. They just kept picking on him. They kept panning in on him. He made loads. He had like t-shirts made, merch made. This could be
Yeah.
your calling. This is it now. This is your retirement fund. We're gonna get you out of work, and we're gonna get you a multimillionaire because you can take me with you then.
Well, there was on the first year it happened. I think it went on for a couple of years. I actually had money coming through
Yeah, I bet.
from the video. I think I made around 800 quid in total altogether.
Oh well,
So
you're about to make some more because we're gonna share the hell out of it. For all them people that haven't seen it, we're gonna have a laugh. And do you know what? With the cost of living crisis at the minute, I think everyone needs a bit of a laugh.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I might put it up on if I do the TikTok thing, I might do a little remix myself and
Yeah,
put it
do
up on
it,
our
do it,
page
do it. It's gonna
with
be
one of
a
our two.
I think you should. I think it would be great.
Oh, hang on, Betty.
Oh, is that your dog?
Yeah, she just woke up and she's just barking away, probably in the corner.
Oh, what kind of dog is she?
Oh, I can't remember the name. Name and breed. I think yeah, Rottweiler. Betty.
It's all right. She can join in. She just wants to join in. That's it.
But, well, she
Oh,
can join in. I'm letting her know that I'm here. She's probably wandering around inside.
oh, look
Hang on.
here for you.
Do you want me to go and get her?
Yeah, go get it. Go get it. Go
All
on.
right.
Go on, go on, go on. Go on,
Betty.
Betty. We get to see some doggies. Betty. Is she
Come on.
playing? Is she coming?
Yeah, she's coming. There you go.
Betty, come
Can you say hello? I don't know if you can see her
on.
now
Oh,
because of
Betty,
the.
yeah, I could see her then. Hello.
Hey,
Oh, there she is.
she just keeps moving around. Betty. There
There
you go.
she
Hello.
is. Hello. Welcome to the
Just want to
show,
say hello.
Betty girl. Oh, that's
Put the
so
bag in her hand.
adorable. Oh, so tell me, what's your most like talking about gigs and things like that? What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened, like on stage or when you've been away with the lads?
Most embarrassing thing ever. I don't know actually.
Or the
'Cause
funniest?
I'm
It could
quite.
be funniest. Doesn't have to be embarrassing. It could be funny. Whatever. Whatever you think your fans want to hear. That's what I'm all about here. Basically, getting your fans to know more about you guys.
I don't know. I mean, because I'm very sort of spare the moment, impulsive, and I'm kind of shameless. If you ask the other lads, I mean, if the other lads were here, they'd probably have a list, be like, oh yeah, he did this, he did that. Um, I'd I did one once, um, where it wasn't the Face Bar in Reading. It was another venue, and one of the things that really gets my gripe is when like the first band's playing
Yeah.
and the people wait outside the venue and they're not watching the band. But I noticed that they were actually quite close on the doorway. So I pretended that I was going to chuck up so that they could actually go inside. And I
Yeah.
had a bottle of Fanta as well. So I'm doing all these regurgitating sounds. I'm like, oh God. And I'm literally turning corner. I'm like, oh! And I'm pouring like the Fanta, like, oh! Doing these really horrific sounds. And everyone's just kind of clamoring inside and slowly going to the band. And and then what happened? I actually just locked the door so they can get out. I was just like, yeah, watch the set. So,
Do you know what I think you should do when you're on tour? I think you should do that. I think you should go out in the beer garden and just see what people's reactions are. They
I'll
do
just
it
get my
on trains, don't they? So people like move and give them seats up and stuff.
I
You
mean,
want
it
to do it?
worked.
I dare you. When you're on tour, do it at a venue when the time's right. You want to put like how to get fans inside at a gig and go. chuck some super noodles in there too, hot noodles or something. Make it look proper realistic.
That reminds me of for some reason, this reminds me of something many, many, many years ago. Some of the friends I have are just proper, but I'm friends with them. One of them had a can of broth.
Yeah.
We're at a pub. I think it was what was it? The World's End. You're right there. It was the World's End, and this guy had. Oh, she's putting a paw on me, so I can pay attention to her. Honestly, if you see this, yeah, he had a tin of broth in his jacket, and we're just sitting there having a few beers, and I just kind of strike a question, going, "Why have you got a tin of broth in your pocket?" He's like, "Oh, don't worry, sir. One of my little pranks that I do when I'm at a pub." And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, all right, I'm going to do it now. He walks up to the pub and he opens up this can of broth and he's got an empty glass. Well, actually, no, he hasn't got an empty glass. He says to the barmaid, he's like, have you got an empty glass? And the barmaid's like, yeah, sure, sure. And gives it to him. He's like, thanks. And he ducks his head under the bar, starts doing all these horrible, and he's pouring the broth in at the same time. And he just splashes a bit on his face. And he puts it on the bar and it's just full up full of broth. And obviously it looks like puke. And he's
Yeah,
going, oh, I can't waste that. Necks it down in front of her. Her face goes white. She's like, "Mm."
yeah.
She obviously has a weak stomach, so she licks it.
That taste. I love it. I love it, honestly. You need to do like a tour called the Down with the Sickness tour or something. Disturb your heart out.
I don't know. Yeah, we could actually do
I
that.
think
We'll
it's
do a
just,
Disturbed tribute band.
yeah, honestly, I think you need to recreate some of these moments just for a laugh. So you can get the best reaction. I think they'll go viral again. I think you won't be a band for long. You'll be like a theatrical group. People will be like getting you to come to their events just to clear people inside.
Well, we have some people. What is that thing? A couple of members of the band like, oh, we can't be a comedy band. I'm like, yeah, because I'm super serious all the time. That's gonna work, isn't it?
You know what? Life's for living, man. Life's too short. You just got to do what feels right in the moment, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think it's been lovely catching up with you. It's great for Dan to give me this opportunity to speak to you, and I really do hope our paths can cross at some point. I mean, I'm based in Stoke-on-Trent, so I'm kind of in the middle. So if ever you're down this way, just give me a text, and we'll catch up. Even if you want, just have a cup of tea or something. If you come off the A50 and just passing through, or you're up near
That'd
the
be awesome.
road or something, just let me know. Come have a cup of tea, but just don't be sick in my house.
I won't be. Do you remember? Oh, actually, it was what was it the other day? Something came to me. Do you remember when we were having this chat and we actually shared this post around about misheard lyrics?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I was doing the one where I was sending you Machine Head and just putting in capitals like rare meat now and stuff. And I literally just had hundreds of people commenting on these posts, just coming up like
Good, wasn't
misheard
it?
lyrics. Yeah, it's brilliant.
I think that was like just in the middle of COVID, and just to cheer everyone up. We did a joke post, didn't we? And then we did that just to try and get people involved. And it's amazing just by people, getting people involved. It was really nice to see everyone interacting, making friends that they wouldn't normally make friends. It was really social. It was really nice. And that was,
Yeah,
for me, that's what social media is all about. It's about bringing people together through a common interest, and then them going, oh, I didn't know that person, or I didn't know that person, but I do now. And then you meet up at gigs and stuff. It's great. Fantastic.
yeah. It needs to happen during lockdown because I think a lot of people were well, I mean, they didn't have any other venting platform. And
Yeah.
it was, I think, as I'm sure you agree, some of it was getting really toxic at points. And I'm like,
Oh,
God,
absolutely. I came
need
off a
to
few
hear
times
more.
just because of the way it was, with everything
Yeah,
going on and working where I did. I didn't see my family for a while, and it was just
yeah,
like that was my only kind of solace. That and it did become toxic. Everyone turned on each other, and it was just like, oh, can't be doing with this. And we had no music because obviously all the venues were shut, couldn't go anywhere.
yeah.
The weather wasn't great, so we couldn't exactly go sit in a beer garden. It was horrible.
Yeah, I think even with through doing the tour book, and I think some venues are still feeling it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why
Obviously, just
I do a feature called The Face Behind the Music. So, or the face behind the festival. I feature on promoters, and they talk about how hard it is coming through COVID, and the local people really need to support it because otherwise the town's gonna be like a blackout. There'll be no venues open, and we've already missed that through COVID. We know what it feels like to take away our hobbies and all the stuff that we enjoy doing, and we need to
yeah,
just make sure that we protect it and just keep it going.
you need to see what I'm seeing right now. Literally, if I stop petting her for more than 1 second, she just looks at me with her big eyes, and then she puts a big fat paw on me. Don't you, girl?
Oh, bless it. Well, listen, you go and give that dog some attention. It's been lovely to chat to you.
Been
Um,
awesome to catch
and
up.
like I say, I can't wait to catch up with you and the lads. Let me know how the tour goes, and we'll definitely collaborate on these videos. We'll get it sorted. It'll be a
100%.
all right.
All right, dude.
Look after
Mwah.
yourself.
Take care.
Thanks for coming. See
No
ya.
problem. Bye bye.